Once again, welcome back, CS, class 11 CS. I hope so. Your concept is clear now between the career option regarding CS and IP. You might be clear about this. Okay, and if you are clear, let us start the study thoroughly, nicely. I want that if you really want to study something, you really want to study programming in computer science. Okay, prepare a CS copy, and it will be more preferable if we are going to create a register size copy, white page. Okay, so it will be easy to write, draw programs, flowchart, etc. Okay, if it is not possible to go out, then leave it. I am not asking you to go out for this. Okay, and many of you have queried that which book to follow right now. So which book to purchase? So if you are going out, then you can purchase any class 11 book. Sultan Chand you can purchase Sumita Arora, but preferable Sultan Chand you purchase. SULTANCHA, the Sultan Chand. And I am not advising you to go out in this COVID situation. uh, Rather, what syllabus is there? Class 11 CS NCERT book. From NCERT site you can download a book. I am going to show it to you, your NCERT book. See, this is book. We are going to follow this book also. You see, this book is there, computer science class 11. Okay, Central Board of Secondary Education. You can easily download it from internet. You type computer science with Python 2020 edition PDF download, and many options are going to come. From NCERT site you download it. That is a valid one, right? So this book we are going to follow. Number second, from side book you can take any book. I'm telling you that Sultan Chand you purchase. It is not emergency to purchase now. Be safe. You can download this book and thoroughly we are going to study, right? No problem now which book to purchase and what to study. This is your syllabus. Okay, and practical copy will be there, but right now it is not possible. Then leave practical all listing I will give you later on. Okay, so let me back to the page. Okay, so last time I had given some information, some preliminary starting of Python, right? So I think these all things you have seen: Python character set, letters and symbols. These all things you did. Then indentation, already I told you that after this colon you have to write in same intent. Okay, then yeah, this token we are studying about this token. Okay, so what is a token? Already I discussed last time, is it? So in that, keyword, identifier, literals, operators and punctuators are there. So one by one we are going to study, and today I am going to show you some practical aspects also. Okay, fundamental of Python shell also I am going to let you know, but before that first you see this keyword. So as you can see here, let me make a big one. Okay, now keyword, what keywords are there? Reserve word of compiler or interpreter, is that which can't be used as identifier. Identifier means what? Your variable name. Suppose you are writing x equal to 10. So what is this x? X is identifier given by you. Okay, identifier means you are writing. Okay, and keyword means what Python already reserved. So these are reserved keyword. One by one you see and thorough it out. Okay, finally, as, or, for, assert, class, break, print, raise, return, try, while, many are there, understand? So these all keywords are there, they are reserved by Python, you can't use it. Okay, and identifier you are writing, done. So keyword, okay, reserved keyword. Now what are identifier? Now this is important, this deals with you. Whatever you are going to make, whatever variable name you are going to make, all are identifier. You see, a Python identifier is a name used to identify a variable, function, class, module or other object, right? So whatever in whatever variable name, whatever function name, whatever class name, module name you are going to write in Python, that will go to identifier. But you can't write anything in identifier. It do have some certain rules, okay, how to write. So first rule is that an identifier starts from letter A to Z or small a to Z. Always remember that Python is case sensitive. Capital A is very much different from small a. So if I am going to write here capital X equal to 5, and I am going to write here small x equal to 10, both are different thing in Python. Both is correct because Python is case sensitive. Are you getting me? So here you can, your identifier should start with letter capital A to capital Z, small a to small z, or it can have a only underscore. Suppose I am writing here x underscore 1 equal to 5. This is also valid. Okay, underscore and digit followed by 0 or more letter, underscore or digit. Are you getting me? You should have a character first, okay, and after that you can have underscore, and then you can have a character as well as what is that, number. Let's suppose copy 1 I have to write. I am writing here copy, see my handwriting, copy underscore 1. Python do not allow special characters. You can't write any special character. Suppose x at the rate, somebody want to write x at the rate equal to 5. This is error in Python. Okay, Python do not allow special character. Identifier must not be a keyword of Python. Just now we have seen keyword. It should not be. It should be apart from that keyword. Okay, here you see, this is important. Python is case sensitive. Always remember that. Okay, Python programming language. Thus, I am writing roll number here. I had written roll number R capital, and I written roll number here R smaller. Are two different identifiers in Python. Identifier means variable name, or in simple term you write variable name you are writing. So somebody written roll number R capital, somebody written roll number R smaller. Both are different thing. You got clear about this? Okay. Now some addition. Class name starts with an uppercase letter, and all other identifier starts with lowercase letter. We check out all the identifier written here, all are in lowercase, not in uppercase. Okay, then starting an identifier with a single leading underscore indicate that identifier is a private. Okay, this I will teach you in class 12. This is a part of class 12. Okay, so nothing to worry about that. Suppose meaning here is that I am writing here small x equal to 5, and I am writing underscore then small x equal to 5, publicly operated, privately operated. Okay, so these all things will come, no need to worry. Starting with an identifier with two leading underscore indicate a strong private identifier. Underscore underscore x equal to 5. Okay, private variable. Understand? Now you see, if the identifier also ends with two trailing underscore, the identifier is a language defined special naming. Okay, you can have a back to it also. These all things will come later on. Okay, nothing to worry about right now here. Okay, so come back next. Literals. Literals means how to write. Literals in Python can be defined as number, text or other data represent value to be stored in a variable. Variable's name already you got in identifier. Okay, but identifier should have a value or not, so that value will go where to literals. Identifier is equal to literals. Okay, remember this. You are writing here identifier, I am writing here identifier is equal to literal. I am writing here x equal to 10. X is what? Identifier, and 10 is what? This literal. So in this literal, what you are going to write? I am going to show it to you. Here you see. Literals in Python can be defined as number, text, other data that represent value to be stored. See example. Suppose a variable taken name here. You just check name. Okay, so this name, let me adjust the marker a little bit. This one is okay. This name you see, name is an identifier, and it do have a Johnny written here. This Johnny is what? Literal here. F name equal to Johnny. identifier, this is identifier, this one is literal, this one is, this name is what, identifier, this John is what, literal. Again numerical literal, you see age is what, identifier, 22 is what, literal. I hope you can understand. Same thing, if you know QBasic already, you did in QBasic x equal to 5 10 like that, same thing here. So that is the difference between identifier and literals. Floating literals, you see floating is what, that to have a point, see height equal to 6.2. so here in a special case this height is what, say identifier, and this 6.2 is what, literal, but this literal is from floating point. Okay, floating means that to have, that to carry a decimal value. Okay, there are some more special literals in Python. Okay, some more literals are there that that you can see, backslash, single quote, double quote, bell, ASCII, backspace, many are there, you can go through it, understand. Okay, see carriage enter key, slash r is means what, enter key, slash n means line feeder, go to new line. Okay, these all things I will teach you later on in the programming. Backspace, is it got clear? Okay, so we have seen what, we have seen number first here, keyword we have seen, keyword are what, those who are reserved. Identifier you have seen, variable name how to write, we have seen literals here, variable name equal to some value, how to write that value. Now fourth one we are going to see, that is operators in Python. Okay, so here you see there are 8 operators: arithmetic, relational, assignment operator, logical operator, bitwise operator, membership operator, identity operator, and then one more is there here, punctuator, is that? So there are 8, so one by one you are going to study, is that? So arithmetic operator, you see arithmetic operators are used to perform arithmetic operations like addition, multiplication or division. See, remember arithmetic operator, there should be a left hand side, there should be a right hand side. Suppose I am going to write here, what is the meaning left, x equal to 5 plus 3, right? Or I am going to write here x equal to a plus b. So there are two part equation, you know now, left hand side, right hand side, and it's followed by this assignment operator. So this should be there, and the arithmetic operator always work between two, a and b, you see in middle. It should have, this operator should have two operand, a left side and right side also. Okay, y plus z, this arithmetic operator should have two, see here, number 1 y, number 2 z, two operand working, right? Okay, so just check out plus for addition, minus for subtraction, this is backslash for this division, then asterisk for multiplication, percentage return remainder, is it? Then double backslash, this is a decimal point, then 2 asterisk raised to the power 2 to the power 3, then you have to write like this, is it? So this is arithmetic operator, right? So I am going to stop the theory part till right here now by ending this arithmetic operator. Okay, and I am going to show you these all things practically now. I want to show you some interface, but before that let's see your NCERT book, what things are there. See keyword, same keyword in this NCERT it is given, this many keywords are there. Okay, same thing I had written there. If something left out, you check it kindly, is that? So these are the keyword, you try thorough it out, understand, thorough, and then learn it out. Then you see operators and operand, just now you have seen arithmetic operators, see addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, okay, remainder, relational operators and all things I will teach you in the next class. I am going down here, literals and identifier, see expression, these all things are coming, nothing to worry about that. In the next class these all things will be more cleared. Okay, see, I'm stopping this NCERT syllabus, I am stopping here, mathematical operator. Okay, remember, recall. So what we have learned today, we have learned What is that first one? Keyword we have learned. Okay, we have learned identifiers, we have learned literals, we have learned operators. In operators we have learned what? Arithmetic operators right now. So I am going to show you Python interface after this one. So how to start the Python? Go to start. Okay, this is my interface here, and P for Python. This is Windows 10 operating system, so the interface is like that, Python 10. Yeah. Okay, then you have to open this IDLE. Okay, you are going to click this IDLE. This is the interface of Python. Okay, this will come, this window will come. This window is known as Python shell, SHELL shell. See written here, Python shell. This is command oriented, understand? You have to write the command here. Okay, command line interaction, line by line. It is interpreter based, no confusion here. So you have to write one line, then it will be interpreted, then again line, then it will be interpreted, like that. So suppose I'm going to show you, the first command you say print, and I am writing here hello. Okay, computer science students, just check it out. Okay, so accidentally you learned the first command, print command. This is print command. I had given argument here. Okay, so what is this? This is cell, Python cell, and what the representation of this cell? What the prompt is there? Prompt is 3 arrow mark greater than 1, 2, 3, and after that you write the command. So always it will be the next command here. So this is the prompt here. This is the command I had written, and whatever written in the green color, understand, this is your data. Green means you have written, and after that if I am going to press enter key, I am going to see the result. See line wise operating, is it? Yeah, have you seen this? Again I am writing here, let's suppose I am writing here 2 plus, suppose I am going to write here 2 plus 3, then check it out 5. Calculator, understand? So this is next one. I am going to show it to you. Always remember that in copy also you are going to write command, then this command should starts with 3 greater than symbol in this Python shell. Are you getting me what I am telling? Yeah. So you can type here, you can for this time, today time, what is that? You simply work with print command, understand? You can have a print. Suppose I am writing here x equal to 5, y equal to 10. See what I did? And then I am writing here z is equal to x plus y. Okay, z is equal to x plus y. Done. Error is coming because accidentally I typed this t. Is it? Nothing to worry about that. Then I am writing here print. I am writing here. Let's suppose a message I am going to write here. Sum of x and y is. Then I am going to write here comma. Then it is coming from where? Z. Then I am putting it here. Now check it out here. Your first basic programs, what I took here, x equal to 5, this x is what? Identifier. Okay, and this 5 is what? Literal. Y is identifier, 10 is what? Literal. So I had taken two variable, x equal to 5, y equal to 10. Then I had taken third literal here, z equal to x plus t. What is this plus sign? Arithmetic operator. Z is equal to x plus y. It is y. Just a minute. Just see, I had written t here. If I had written t, see, interpreter has issued me one error here. See, t is not defined. Okay, I had not defined t, so that error is coming. So now I had written here z is equal to x plus y. Z is equal to x plus y. See my handwriting looking good, is it? Z is identifier, x is identifier, y is identifier. What is this plus sign? Plus is arithmetic operator, and equal to is there or not? I told you there should be left hand side, there should be RHS. You see this too? Okay, so nothing to worry about that. Then I am writing here print in double quote. See, I told you the green color is your area, but whatever things you are writing in green color, this should start with double quote, this should end with double quote. So I written here sum of x and y is, this is simply a message, and then you have to print the value of the variable, this z is coming here, so that should given with a comma. Okay, message comma variable name. So here you see in the final sum of x and y is coming what, 15. Done. So are you getting? So here you see, if you want to, one more thing, some fundamental, you check it out. Now I want to print the same command. Okay, then you see what is that, I'm going to type here. Okay, see, alt P, the shortcut is what, you click alt P, then your previous command is going to come. You need not to type, you see alt P, I am clicking, so previous back commands are coming, is it? So nothing to worry about that. Okay, see, this is Python, play with Python. Okay, now again you can print in print command different variables value by using comma operator. You can put a comma, see comma I had already given here. Okay, you can print comma. One more I am saying to you, print, suppose I am going to print here book, then comma, then I am going to print here copy, then I am going to print in double quote here computer, is it? See, book, copy, computer is coming. Done. So you can do with comma operator, is it? Now this I'll teach you in the next class, is it? Nothing, what is the meaning of this and what is that, I am going to let you know in the next class, whenever it is going to come, so nothing to worry about that. Okay, so here you see I tried here, you see book, copy, computer here, all with comma sign here, so this is coming like this. Are you getting? You can use end command also here. So remember, when I'm going to teach you 2D programming, then you tell me about this end command. I'm going to say print out is same here. Okay, so at that time I'm going to show to you what is the purpose of this end command. Is that clear? Okay, once again I'm going to show you one program for you. Tell me what I'm going to do here. I can now, still the value of this x is 5. I'm going to write here print comma, I'm putting only x, no double quote, then 5. See this still the value of x is what, 5. So I had written here, what is that, print x is what, variable name, so direct 5 is coming. I can write in a different way also. Okay, I can write in a different way. See here, I'm going to write here print in double quote message, the value of x is, then comma, then I am putting this x, so now with message it is coming. Both are same thing, but the way you are writing that is different. Okay, here you simply variable value, and here it is coming with what, message. Okay, the value of x is then coming with what, 5. So you can have simple program here, addition, subtraction and all. Okay, so this is cell. In this cell you are going to get this command, but you can say, sir, where to write the program then in this cell, is it? So I'm going to show you where to write the program now. So cell is for single command interpretation. Are you getting to me? No problem is there. But when you have to write big program which consists of multiple lines, then you should go where? You should go here, file menu, then have a new file, then one more interface is going to come. This is cell for single line command, and this is for program. Now here you are going to write the program. Are you getting me? Here you will write, suppose I had written here x equal to same thing 5, then y is equal to 10, then z is equal to x plus y. I return, then I am going to write here print what is that, the sum of x and y is coming from z. Done. So this is my program. What I need to do, I need to go to file menu and I need to save this first. Okay, where you are going to save Python, it will go there. So I'm going to write here sum.py. The extension of Python file is what, py. So I'm writing sum, py, automatically it is going to add. So I saved, you see sum.py. If not visible, see it nicely, sum.py, you see. So this is the extension of what is that, Python. So now I'm going to run, then I'm going to the run mode. See, in the cell again it will return back to cell. It is writing the sum of x and y is what, 15. Same thing you have done here line by line, same thing you have done here in form of what, program. So this is Python program, this one is cell interpretation, right? Are you getting me? Okay, so Python is very interesting. Understand, much of the work nowadays is being done in Python, so you should be having knowledge in Python. In multinational companies and all type of technical stuffs they are doing in Python nowadays. So it is you, and one more thing, it is nearly about fourth and in between fourth and fifth generation language. It is, you can say it is having artificial intelligence, right? And in system what you are doing now, after some time Python will understand you. Got clear? So we are in between fourth generation and fifth generation. So this is a very high tech, high level language, and this language can understand your, okay, before typing things are going to come, commands are going to come, what logic are going to apply, it is going to respond back to you. Okay, right? So nothing to worry about that. And how to install Python? For that you go to the Python site, understand. So you can easily download, this is free downloadable, open source, you can download and you can run and interpret it. Is that, you can go to the Python site and download. See, you can type here www.python.org. okay, I'm going to give it to you here. You will go here and let me go down back and type for you. You will go here www.python.org, organization you go, and after this one you go to downloads. In that downloads you are going to see Python. Click download, and after that you install. Very easy installation is there. Try it out. And book, already I told you, you have an NCERT book, you can have a e-book also, download NCERT, and you can purchase Sultan Chand. Okay, not as Chand, SCS, Sultan Chand, SULTANCHAND, Sultan Chand, good book. And you can have any good reference book, nothing to worry. And these notes, what notes are there, these notes I will give you in PDF form. What you need to write these all notes in your copy nicely according to my type. Copy should be there, understand? Clear? So that's all for today. Still I am not knowing that how many you have taken computer science or not. I am asking any class 10 students. I am not recalling name I am not knowing. To just take initiation on your own and try to find out who has taken CS, and just make me informed. Okay, how many students have taken CS and all. Among yourself you communicate and just let me know. Right, so that's all for today. You read the theory, and after that if you have a system you can download Python and try to manipulate in that interpreter interactive cell, understand? Okay, that's all for today. I hope you people all are doing good, well, be safe, and God bless you. See you in the next class, right?